Alright, so this is going to be my review of Savage Hulk, Down to the Crossroads. And, yeah, if you're wondering what Savage Hulk is, Savage Hulk was literally a 6-issue, was supposed to be an ongoing series, much like in the vein of Savage Wolverine, where it was supposed to be these one-and-done stories revolving around the Hulk. However, unlike Savage Wolverine, which lasted a little longer, I'd say about 12, I think even close to 20 issues now that I think about it, this only lasted 6 issues. There was the first volume collected the 5-issue story revolving around Wolverine, not Wolverine, Hulk, why did I say that? Hulk and the first 5 X-Men, and involved the leader in Abomination, and even a gamma-powered Jean Grey. Just let your mind wrap around that. However, the thing about Savage Hulk is that much like it was supposed to be one-and-done stories, and Alan Fine wrote the X-Men Hulk story. I haven't read that yet. I haven't found that in trade yet. I plan to get it. But this story is actually the last 2 issues of it, and it also collects a few other stories called Hulk Let the Battle Begin, Hulk the Monster Size Special, and that's where the Frankenstein image comes in. But first, let's talk about the first 2 issues of the actual title of Monster Size Hulk. Of Savage Hulk. I'm gonna totally botch this. I know it, but yeah. Let's talk a bit about issues 5 and 6, which are a story involving Hulk and Doctor Strange. Now, if you're not aware, there was a point in Hulk's life where he lost all connection with Banner and became this mindless monster, and he nearly destroyed New York, had it not been for Doctor Strange, who teleported him out of New York, and even off of the 616 universe, and into the place called the Crossroads reality. From there, Hulk went on many adventures, popping in from one reality to another, trying to find peace. Of course, that didn't happen, because it's the Hulk. But yeah, in this story, it takes place, this 2-parter takes place shortly after that event, where the US government has asked Doctor Strange to come in for a hearing, and what has happened is that, yeah, they're kind of worried about, now that the Hulk's gone, they're now concerned about the guy who sent the Hulk away. Where did he go, and how powerful is Doctor Strange? There's also a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent there, because at this point, the Marvel unit, magic has now been fully revealed, and now the government and even S.H.I.E.L.D. is like, what the hell do we do now with magic, and can we trust Doctor Strange? Doctor Strange, I guess at this point, has come out of the shadows and all that. Suddenly, this being called a Sorcerer Supreme from another dimension comes in and says, "You brought the Hulk to my Earth." And Strange says that's impossible because I put a spell on the Hulk to keep him away from worlds of sentient life. Also, he also had a spell that could make the Hulk, he can make the Hulk subconsciously go back to the Crossroads to look for another world. So yeah, Doctor Strange and this S.H.I.E.L.D. agent go to this bug creature's dimension and discover that this world has had to drastically evolve in order to stop the Hulk. And the Hulk doesn't understand what he's doing is not good for these people. So the story's pretty good, but here's the thing. Even though it's supposed to be called Savage Hulk, the thing is that this is more of a Doctor Strange story. This feels more like a Doctor Strange story than a Hulk story. Now, again, I haven't read the first 4 issues of this comic involving Hulk and the first 5 X-Men, but from what I understand, it feels like a Hulk story with the X-Men. And here, it's a Doctor Strange story, but with the Hulk here. And yeah, I like Doctor Strange, but with a title called, this isn't Savage Doctor Strange, this is Savage Hulk. Anyway, it's still a good story regardless, but again, it's more of a Doctor Strange story than it is a Hulk story, unfortunately. So, there you go. Following that is, let's talk about the cool part of this, the Monster Size Special, which involved Hulk encountering Dracula, Werewolf by Night, and Frankenstein's Monster, as well as a fun little short story I'll get to in a minute. So the first big story is the Hulk encountering Victoria von Frankenstein, which is the great-granddaughter of the original Frankenstein, and she wants Banner's help to bring back the Frankenstein monster. This is the Marvel Frankenstein, and it is pretty cool because here's the thing. I really like this idea of Hulk and Frankenstein meeting, and Frankenstein's monster meeting, because one of the 2 major inspirations for the Hulk, for Stan Lee, was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and the Hulk. And it's very cool how they do that parallel in here between Hulk and the Frankenstein monster. Also, gamma-powered Frankenstein monster. Nothing good comes from this. I can tell you that right now. it's a cool story. The artwork's pretty good. I think Jeff Parker wrote that. I think, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Jeff Parker wrote that story. Could be wrong, but I know he wrote one of the comics. So this is a good work. The artwork feels like very gothic horror, very much like a Grimm's Tales kind of comic, Tales from the Crypt kind of feel. Then we come to another short story, which is only about, 5 pages long, of Hulk encountering Jack Russell in India, in Italy, almost said India. If you don't know who Jack Russell is, that's Werewolf by Night. And in here, Bruce Banner and Jack share the night, and Jack asks Bruce to keep him locked in a cage so when he turns into the werewolf, he won't kill anyone. Unfortunately, the werewolf, when he transformed, he scratched Banner, and to keep the curse from affecting him, he had to change into the Hulk, and we have a Hulk-werewolf fight. And you may think that's totally one-sided, but the werewolf actually gets some cool shots, and I was like, we have Hulk fighting a werewolf. Two of my two favorite things. I wish this story was a little longer. That's the major problem here, is that story isn't as long as it should be. I was like, God damn it, I thought, I was hoping for it. So yeah, then we come to a short story, about a 1-page long, of this monster called Goom. If you don't know who Goom is, Goom was among the Jack Kirby, like the what am I trying to say? The Jack Kirby, why did I forget Stan Lee's name? Oh my god, I'm just not doing good today. The Stan Lee, Jack Kirby era of monsters, like Fin Fang Foom and Groot. For those who don't remember, Groot was actually a monster meant to kill people. Yeah, times have clearly changed, right? There was also all these funny sounding monster names like Lokar and Rorg and Timbo Ba, and Googam, all these monster names. And in here, Goom is telling his son Googam about the story of the Hulk, which is a monster that smashes little monsters who don't go to sleep. It's a funny story. It's a nice little funny story. Then we come to Blood Count, which is written by Peter David. Now, this isn't a comic. Even though it's part of the comic, it's actually written text. It's actually written like a short novel. In here, the Hulk inadvertently saves Dracula from being killed by a group of villagers who have now armed themselves with high-grade weapons. In here, the Hulk is invited to be a guest of Dracula's castle, which nothing good comes from this. I don't want to spoil it, but if you really dig Peter David's work, then yeah, I don't need to say much on why, Peter David writing Hulk again. You can't go wrong with, Peter David writing Hulk and having him encounter Dracula. The monster size special is really good. There's nothing but good in that bulk of the story. Following that is the Hulk Let the Battle Begin, which are these two short stories revolving around, it's interesting because it's a one story revolving around the Hulk fighting the Wrecking Crew, which that's pretty much it. It's really bloody and the artwork's really good. It's a pretty cool story. Then we come to Gamma Ragnarok. Gamma Ragnarok, which all these Hulk creatures, these Hulk-like creatures living in this universe where everyone fights to be a new Hulk. It's a pretty fun story. All in all, even though it's it's not a big comic following on Savage Hulk. Unfortunately, there are only 2 issues left. On the other hand, I'm surprised they didn't just put all 6 issues in the Savage Hulk in one Savage Hulk trade and just have like a Hulk Stories kind of thing. All in all, it's still a pretty cool story. Again, I think the best part of it is the monster size special with Hulk encountering, all of the classic movie all the Marvel movie monsters like Frankenstein, Werewolf by Night, and Dracula. That's probably the best part. But I would suggest if you are a Hulk fan, I would say pick this up. I got this for about $4 at a Books A Million. Yeah, I got this as a bargain price, and that's probably the retail price is about $12.99, so about $13, depending on where you live and how much the taxes are. But yeah, this is about $12. But I would say get it if you really want to get it. Try find it. You can probably find it a lot less. But if you are a Hulk fan and you do enjoy seeing the Marvel monsters and all that, And if you're a Doctor Strange fan, I would say pick this up. It's a pretty decent comic. It's a pretty decent trade, I should say. But anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this review, and I will see you guys later.